Star Trek Discovery and New Life for the Cage. Growing up, my family had a VHS copy of Star Trek's original pilot, the CAGE. I watched it countless times, and I still remember how it shifted from black and white to color footage. That's when you saw previously unaired footage spliced with what was used in the episode, the Menagerie, where the pilot was played as video evidence of Captain Pike's adventure. When Spock was put on trial in the episode for bad behavior. While the Menagerie itself is a good episode in that it's an entertaining story within a story, it features a fate for Captain Pike that is a bit dark. It does resolve the dangling threads of the unaired pilot, and how it fits within the world of the original series. The Cage was an episode that promised some things I felt like we didn't get to see in Star Trek for a long time. The character, number 1, for example, was ahead of her time. A female executive officer, skilled, intelligent, she wore pants, and again for those of you in the back, a woman. She outranks Spock this go-around. While Star Trek has since featured many female characters in all ranks, the original series was a bit of a letdown in comparison. Sure, we got Uhura, but Yeoman, Rand and Nurse Chapel were lower-ranked characters, not their fault, but women in supporting roles to men was a much more palatable situation for the TV audience of the 60s. Too bad for number 1. I thought she was amazing. I also thought Captain Pike was potentially a more interesting and nuanced character. His recent trauma from a previous mission where he lost some crew members shows us a man struggling with the responsibilities of being captain. Kirk was always much more charismatic, confident, and to be fair, those are great qualities for a commanding officer. His friendship with the Enterprise's bartender, Dr. Boyce, was much different from Kirk's relationship with Drive. McCoy Boyce, notably older than McCoy, was more of a mentor to Pike. He was even a bit world-weary. He kind of reminds me of Guinan, in a way, someone the captain could confide in without jeopardizing his authority with his bridge crew. All of this points to a kind of Star Trek we wouldn't see until much later in the franchise. An emotionally scarred captain, women in high-ranking positions, etc. Even the plot of the pilot was much more psychological and mysterious, as opposed to the more swashbuckling nature that we got instead. What we did get, however, was a more uplifting, inviting view of the future, which helped Star Trek garner its now massive appeal. We'll never know if Pike and crew could have done the same. Star Trek Discovery, from its first season, echoed some of the things that resonate with me from the CAGE. Namely, the main character at odds with herself and her position, nearly traitorous Michael Burnham who carries the weight of the past with her. This isn't a new concept in Star Trek at this point, but it was still interesting to see. But then flash forward to Season 2. I was apprehensive when Captain Pike was brought into the fold.